What's up guys? Eric here. I got a request for a video from Dave SH or Devesh. Don't know how to say your name, I apologize. And I apologize for not getting back to you quicker. I was pretty busy. Anyways, this is for you. This is how you can play in key and the least amount of effort you need to play in key. I'm not going to teach you a bunch of theory, just what the basic essentials you need to know if you're playing in key or not. Okay? Let's do it. So to start off, you're in one of two situations. You know the key name already, or you don't. Just for us, we're going to start simple and say we do know the key already. Like someone says, it's in the key of A, or it's in the key of G or C, or whatever, D. Here's the minimal amount of effort you have to do to know where to start for playing in key. For the low E string, you just have to know the note name of the fret, all the way up to 12, starting to the open net. This is really easy. There's 12 frets, it means there's going to be 12 notes, and they go up by half-step intervals. Okay? The only time it doesn't go up by half-step intervals is from B to C and E to F. That's just how the music register is for Western music. Okay? So, just to get you started, I'll run you through the fretboard. Our open E is E. Then it goes F, because there's no half note in between E and F. And it goes F sharp, then it goes G, then G sharp, A at the 5th fret, A sharp, B at the 7th, and then there's no half note in between B and C, so at the 8th it goes right to C. Then it's a C sharp, a D sharp, and an E. You've hit the octave at the 12th fret. And that's the littlest amount you need to know. And just as a side note, some people may refer to keys as like A flat or A sharp, or it could be A flat and G sharp. That's the same note. It's just one half step down when it's flat, one half step up when it's sharp. Okay? Let's move on to the next. So let's say now we know all the note names from low E to the 12th fret E. Alright? How do we play in key? So let's say our song, for this example, is in A, which we now know is the 5th string, or the 5th fret. How we play, at least how I play, is I play within the pentatonic boxes. And what they are is just a box of a certain amount of frets on the neck that are in key, that tell you the notes that are in key. And there's 5 boxes in total. Today we're just going to cover the first one. And what happens is, say you start on the 5th fret, that's where your first box is going to start, okay? And so conversely, if it was like key of C, you'd start on the 8th fret, and that's where the first box would start. And then they repeat up the fretboard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So today we'll cover the first pentatonic box. Starting in A, which is the 5th fret on the E string, it goes 5th fret, 8th fret, then on the A string it's 5th and 7, then to the D it's 5th and 7, and once again on the G it's 5th and 7, and then when you get to the B it's the 5th and the 8, and when you get to the high E it's the 5th and the 8. So altogether it goes 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. Sounds complicated, it's totally not. So from this you're wondering, how do I go from to making it's actually pretty simple. At least the theory is, not the technique. It's kind of, you got to practice. But what they're called is their middle notes and their blue notes. Like I play. Here's all the notes you could play. Just within the first box. Or if you wanted to make minor, you could move notes down, but that's neither here nor there. The whole point, though, is you start on a root note, being one of the 5-8 or 5-7, and you end on a root note. And that will allow your lick to remain in key. So if I start, that sounds totally wrong because I hit a middle note. But if I go, sounds okay, it's in the key of A. Alright, and that had me going from 7, 5, 7 down the string. And that's how your licks will stay in key. Once you learn the other pentatonic boxes, you'll learn how the bending works and what pitch to bend to and all that stuff, but that'll be a later video. So we're doing good. We know the note names and the first pentatonic box that we can move wherever the key is. Now to the second part. What if we don't know what key the song is in? It's pretty simple in rock and blues, and that's all I'm going to cover for now. For this example, I'm going to do a Ramones song, I Just Want Something to Do. It's very simple. It's 3 chords. I'm going to show you how you would figure out what key it's in. Okay. Now normally in a rock song, the easiest way to tell is the first chord they start on is the key. And you're just going to have to listen to it and hear the notes and know what fret that responds to on the bottom string. Okay, so here's the song and then we'll talk about it. I mean, when you first hear it, how are you supposed to know what key? This song, in particular, and most rock songs are, the starting chords key. So what we want to hear is, that's the first chord. That'll be A. And you're just going to have to guess at first. You're going to have to go, that's right. You know, stuff like that. It's going to take some practice to figure out what key is in. But once you know, you just do what I said with the pentatonic box. Put the pentatonic box, the first one, starting where you found the key. So it's an A, so that's where our first pentatonic box will start. So I'll just give you an example of how I would do it if I was going to play a solo to it and figure it out. I'd be playing... That's all you have to do. Once you get the notes down and the pentatonic box down, it'll be pretty easy to figure out keys. It's going to take work, but you can do it. So it may seem complicated. I know, it's tough at first. But here are the steps really to do it. I'll just sum it up. You need to start by learning the note names on the low E string. You have to know those. You don't have to know all the other note names on the other strings. It's helpful for certain things down the road, but for now, the bottom string's crucial. You just have to know offhand right away if someone's going to tell you. The next step, practice the first pentatonic box. You need to know it inside and out, be able to play all the notes, and experiment a little with your riffs, putting in middle notes and blue notes and stuff like that. But you just got to remember you have to start and end on a root note of the key. Okay? The third step, which is optional depending on whether you know the key or not, is to learn the key. It's usually the first chord of a rock song or blues song, and that's the key. You take your first pentatonic box and stick it right on where the root note starts. Okay? And after that, you're ready to solo in key. Pretty easy once you get the hang of it. That being said, you guys are more than welcome to email me, send a video response, whatever, YouTube, whatever you want. I can answer any questions. I can do more videos explaining things in further detail. And I may do videos talking about the rest of the pentatonic boxes and how they interact with each other, because it's complicated once you start really breaking them down. But for now, best of luck to you. I know it's going to be tough, but I think you can do it. Devesh, Dave, SH, sorry I can't pronounce your name, but thanks for asking for the video. First one, awesome. And thanks for watching, guys.